Greetings and welcome to the sign-up segment of the WinLABS tournament presentation. So far we have created the tournament definition and all of the events, divisions, and squads. We have printed the definition reports, verified the setup and the squad dates and times. In this segment we will write the confirmation letter, we will create our first entry, and then before we add any more entries, we will print the confirmation letter and verify the information. It is a good idea to verify the letter format, but most importantly, you should verify the team, doubles, singles, and the all events divisional assignments and handicaps. The WinLABS confirmation letter consists of two parts. The first part is the letter itself. It contains the greetings and personal instructions for the team captain. It is a free form letter that you can customize to your liking. For example, you can include instructions and reminders for bowlers to arrive early and bring their cards. You should also ask the team captain to review the confirmation portion of the letter and report inaccuracies. Creating the letter portion is optional. Some associations prefer to create a canned letter that they can make copies of and include with the mailing of the WinLABS confirmation report. If you skip the letter portion, it will reduce the WinLABS confirmation to a single page in most cases. The second part of the confirmation letter provides center information, the date and times of the assigned squads, team lineups, divisional assignments, averages, and handicaps. It will also identify bowlers that provided an average that could not be automatically verified. Instructions as to what to do in such cases could also be part of your letter. To access the confirmation letter template, click on the Edit Note button on the Define tab. What you will see is the equivalent of placing a blank piece of paper in the typewriter. From here you type the message that you will be sending to the team captains. The only thing that you need to remember is that you cannot use the Enter key to make a new paragraph. Use the Control key plus the Enter key together. Hold the Control key down while you press the Enter key. Here's a sample of a confirmation letter already written. WinLABS will automatically add the captain's name and address on the form, which is designed to be used in a window envelope. WinLABS will automatically add the tournament director's name and title to the signature area. Upon completion, click OK or just press the Enter key to exit the letter editor. It is now time to create our first tournament entry. Click on the Sign Up tab to continue. Once in the sign up phase, you would normally see a list of entries here. You would open existing entries by double-clicking on the entry record. Since this is our first entry, the box is empty. Click New to create a new entry. The Sign Up area contains separate tabs for the multiple tasks that are part of the entry process. For example, on the Initial tab you will be selecting the team captain from the bowlers already in your association's database. The Roster tab is where you will be adding the bowlers to the entry. The next two tabs are where you will be creating the team and the doubles lineups. The All Events tabs are where you identify bowlers that have paid their All Events fees. No matter how many events you have, the last tab is where you add the money that you received with the entry. WinLABS will automatically reconcile the event fees for the teams and bowlers already assigned with the money you enter here. Your register should balance upon completion of the entry process. So let's get started. The first step is to add the team captain to the entry. Click on the binoculars to get to the search screen. If you recall, this is the same search screen that you saw when we added the tournament director earlier. The default search method is set to search by name. Starting with the last name, you can enter as much as you need to get to the list of bowlers that include the desired individual. Once you have the individual listed on the screen, highlight the person record and click on the Select button. After selecting the team captain, you can add a team sponsor if there is one. Many local association tournaments also request the center where the team normally bowls. Adding center information will allow you to list standings by center and identify the center with the most teams represented. State associations will also see an association field instead of a center field. This allows them to track entries and scores by local association. The center and association information is also listed on current standings reports and prize lists. After selecting the center, we need to enter the date the entry is received. WinLABS will fill the next two fields for you. You can disregard them. The date confirmed is filled in when you print the confirmation report for this entry. Do not enter it. You can disregard the date rejected It is not currently activated. It is also best to let WinLABS assign the entry numbers. It may save you some needless effort. If for some reason you delete an entry, the number will not be reused. Disregard the reasons for rejection field, which is not yet activated. There is an additional field where you can place a lane assignment request. For example, Joe's Bar wants to bowl alongside of the Foxy 5. This information is later listed on the lane assignment worksheet report. You can use this information to modify the lanes that you may have assigned automatically. The Squad Availability button allows you to make an advanced check on the availability of the desired squads. It was designed for the Youth Championship Tournament, which allows teams to walk in and sign up. Most associations will be assigning squads when they create the teams and pair up the doubles, so this feature can be disregarded here. The Rebuild This Entry button allows you to have WinLABS recalculate all divisional assignments and handicaps on this entry. This can also be done for the entire tournament. More on this later. This completes the general information. It is now time to add bowlers to the entry roster. Click on the Roster tab to continue. As you can see, the list box is empty. Click New to add bowlers. Here's a helpful hint. If you enter the bowlers in the order of the team lineup, the process of creating the team will be much easier. After clicking New, the cursor will automatically go to one of two places. The choices are ID number or last name. Where it goes depends on which field you've selected in the default Setup Options menu. If you get most of your ID numbers on the entry blank, that might be your preference. If it is your preference and a bowler does not provide the ID number, you can always use the Tab key to go to the last name and do the search. We are using the last name to do the search. The cursor went there automatically. Looking for Thomas Jones, I entered the last name and the first two digits of the first name, then all I had to do is press the Enter key. When you're on the National ID or the name fields, the Enter key will automatically activate the binoculars to execute the search. In our sample database, the search only retrieved two individuals with the last name of Jones and the first two letters of the first name, TH. If the bowler you are looking for is not listed in the list box, you can add them to the database by clicking on the New button while on this screen. Don't be too quick to add them. Do a thorough search. Not many associations have people in their tournament that do not already exist in their database. When you find the desired bowler, highlight the bowler record and click on the Select button. After selecting the bowler from the database, the cursor was placed in the address field for you. If addresses are part of your entry blank, this gives you the opportunity to verify them. If there are no changes to be made, press the Enter key to jump to the next applicable field, which is the bowler's entering average. As we stated earlier, WinLABS does not automatically provide the average. It must be provided by the bowler. Enter the average provided on the entry form and press the Tab key. After entering the average 171 and pressing the Tab key, WinLABS placed a check mark in the average verification field. This means that the average was verified using the rules we created earlier in the tournament setup. If the check mark does not appear, you would want to investigate the cause. One of several situations could cause this. The bowler could have provided the wrong average. You may have defined the average verification rules incorrectly, or the average was not found in the database. You can start the investigation by looking at the bowler's existing averages. Click on the Averages button to view them. If the bowler's averages check out, you can proceed. Click on the New button to continue to add bowlers to the entry roster. Make sure that the doubles participants that are not part of the team lineup are entered to the roster before you create teams and pair up the doubles. In our example, we have added 6 bowlers to the roster. As they are added to the roster list box, you can review the bowler's averages and also see if the bowler does not have a membership. To schedule the team and create the lineup, click on the Team tab. As you enter the team area, all fields are empty and the cursor is in the team name field. There are 2 methods of creating a team. You can click on the arrow down button to the right of each position in the lineup and select the bowler from those already added to the roster. If you have entered the bowlers to the roster in the order of the team lineup, you can use the Autofill Team button. One click and the lineup will appear. As you can see, the team lineup was created with the click of a button. Another item to note is that the team name was also created automatically. If you entered a team sponsor on the initial screen, it will be used to fill the team name. If the team has a name that is not affiliated with the sponsor, you must enter it in the field provided. A team name is essential for reports such as the current standings. If they do not have a name, you can enter the word entry and the entry number and use it as the name. Once you have the team name and lineup, we need to schedule the team. To select a team squad, click on the binoculars to the right of the squad field. In our example, we created 6 squads in the center that had 16 lanes available. The available column will display the number of teams that you still can place on this squad. When the number reaches 0, WinLABS will not let you add any more teams to this particular squad. Highlight the desired squad and click on the Select button. After selecting the squad, WinLABS will return to the Team tab. The next field is the lane number. We recommend that you do the lane assignments later when the entries close. At that time, you can keep the open lanes at one end of the center. Assigning them at the same time you assign all the others allows you to use team averages or date received to help determine the lane assignment. The lineage is automatically provided. The handicap fee has been automatically checked and the amount is shown. The handicap division has also been assigned automatically. Notice that the scratch fee has not been checked. This is because participation in the scratch team competition is optional. If the team has indicated they want to participate in the scratch option, you must manually add the check mark to the box provided. If everything checks out, it is time to move on to the doubles event. Click on the Doubles tab to continue. Doubles participants must be selected manually. To select the leadoff bowler, click on the arrow down button to the right of the bowler name field. You will now see the 6 bowlers that we placed on the roster. Click on the desired bowler to select him for the leadoff position. WinLABS immediately added another doubles pair in case we need to add more pairs. However, we are not done with the first pair yet. Click on the arrow down to the right of the anchor bowler for pair 1. After selecting the doubles lineup, go ahead and select the squad using the binoculars. Double check the team division, and lastly, add the doubles to the scratch division if they have indicated they want to participate in the optional competition. After you have paired up all the doubles, assigned their squads, and indicated whether or not they are participating in the optional scratch competition, it is time to move on to the singles. Click on the Singles tab to continue. Our tournament combined the doubles and singles events, which is why all 6 of the bowlers that were in the doubles were displayed automatically. All that is left is to check to see if any of the bowlers want to participate in the optional scratch division. After adding the bowlers to the scratch competition, it is time to move on to the All Events. Click on the All Events Handicap tab to continue. Everyone that is on the entry should show up on the list of All Events participants. All you have to do is place a check mark on those that paid the optional fee. Upon completion, click on the All Events Scratch tab to continue. In the case of virtual events, we do not have the optional divisions that we had for the bowl events. Instead, we had a separate event. The All Events Scratch process is identical to the All Events Handicap process. Just place a check mark beside the bowlers that have selected the option to participate. It is now time to add the money to the entry. Click on the Register button to continue. If you have not already noticed, there was an amount being updated as we went through the process of adding teams, doubles, pairs, singles, and all events. This display shows where that total came from. It is now time to enter the amount of money that accompanied the entry. Click on the Add Check or Add Cash as appropriate. Enter the amount of money that you received with the entry. Hopefully it will match the amount previously shown on the register. In our example, we entered $352. That is $5 more than what the register is showing for the events. Since $5 is what we charge for our all events competition, that would be the first place we look to see if everyone that desired to participate had a check mark. We went and found the mistake in the All Events scratch. We added one of the bowlers showing that they paid the optional fee, and when we return to the register, we now see a balance. Congratulations are in order. The first entry is in. Before we continue, we need to verify the work that WinLABS is doing. For example, we need to print a confirmation letter. We need to review the contents very closely. Check the divisional assignments in all of the events. Check the handicap totals if it applies for each event. Double-check the letter itself to ensure that it reads as intended. Back on the Sign Up tab, click on the Print button. Once in the Report wizard, click on the confirmation letter. Note that you have the option to include all entries that have not already been printed. You can also print entry X through Y. In our case, we only have one entry, so we left it at the default of all entries. We could just click on the Preview button, but first let's review the output options available to your confirmation letters. The stock defaults to the standard paper size of 8.5 by 11 inches. Mailed confirmation letters will require a mailing label as well. In other words, you will have to print the labels once on paper, then repeat the printing to label stock. All reports default to the screen first. You can send them to the printer after they are displayed. As you can see, you can also send them to the printer without previewing, and you can send them directly to a file. You also have the ability to modify the margins. This would apply to printing the labels to your Avery stock. For example, if the labels print a little too high, you can increase the top margin slightly to compensate. Note that you can have WinLABS send the letter as an email attachment. Make sure to also select the email option when printing the labels. WinLABS will then print labels for those entries that do not have an email address for the team captain. Here we are displaying the second page of our confirmation letter. Check out the team squad information and the center contact information for the team event. Also check the team handicap and the team division. We have scrolled down to the bottom of the confirmation page. Here, check the double squad information, center contact information, divisions and handicaps, just as you did the team event. Check the all event selections as well. Lastly, check the financials. This confirmation letter is also a receipt to the team captain. If you discover problems such as a team in the wrong division or handicaps that are incorrect, you will be required to go back to the setup area and make modifications as necessary. Changes are made to the setup from the Define tab. Here you see the event setup. Once the changes have been made, you can apply them to all of the entries that you have already created. Click on the Rebuild All Entries button from the Events tab. This can be done at any time during your tournament. To prevent further damage, we recommend that you have a current backup before you run the rebuild program. This concludes the Creating Entries segment of the WinLABS tournament presentation.